Can I introduce him?
Oh, of course.
Go ahead.
And it is your time to introduce people. Okay.
This is JC Chicago, the energy warrior, emotional intelligence expert, and all things self defense guru with us this afternoon. I met JC doing a carry permit class, a concealed carry permit class. Through one of my coworkers. She was like, I'm trying to get people to sign up for this class. You want to do this class? And I was like, yeah, I need to do this class. And so I went out in Murfreesboro and he started teaching the class. And I was like, oh, I was just catching on to the information. And I learned from in the class that I scored the highest. I had the highest score that day on the assessment. And then when we went to go shoot, my very first shot was a bullseye, and I shot with his silver Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Taurus Army grade 9mm. Is that what it was?
9mm. Yep.
Yep. And that was the day that I found out that I'm a warrior. I be shooting out.
That's right.
No, I need some more training, JC. I'm coming to you this year so I can learn how to protect my energy. And so that's why you're here today. So first of all, I want you to start off, tell us the name of your company, and then tell us a story of adversity that you overcame and how it contributes to the work that you do today.
Okay. Well, the name of my company is I'm the CEO and founder of Stack, Shigok Training and Consulting, and POV Coaching, Peace of Victory Coaching. And my story of adversity is kind of like a compound one. When I was younger, from the time that I come into this world till about 18 years old, I had a severe stutter. And when I mean a severe stutter, I would basically have to stump my foot in order to get the words out. And this was embarrassing to me. I used to get teased about it. I mean, at home, at school, friends, they would tease me about it. And it really took a toll on me. I had the inferiority complex early in life.
Yeah.
And around 10 years old, I started learning about various figures like Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and reading their books. And I saw that Malcolm X started reading the dictionary when he was in prison. So I started reading the dictionary. And when I started reading the dictionary, I saw that there were synonyms and antonyms in the dictionary for the words that I would come across. Yeah. So when I get called to read in school, what I start doing was replacing the words that I would stutter on with the words that meant the same thing. And the teacher was like, hey, that word wasn't there. And I was like, well, doesn't it mean the same thing? She said, yes. I said, okay, let's continue. So it was one of those tricks that I learned.
Oh my goodness.
And then another trick I learned was plugging my ears when I read. And I learned this from watching PBS. And they was talking about stuttering, and someone would have to tap me on my shoulder to stop reading when I would get called on to read. Because prior to that, I would get 0 in participation because I was too embarrassed to read. So it taught me later on when I went from reading the dictionary that first, know the definition, know what you're talking about. Next, define my destination, knowing that I could define where I was going to go because I knew the direction. Learning the dictionary also taught me that I have options. I don't have to just stick to that word as long as it meant the same thing and we can carry on and move forward. And I was being applicable at the same time.
Come on.
The plugging of the ears later taught me that I could block out negativity. Yeah. I didn't have to listen to with the snide remarks of the people around me. plugging my ears also helped me ignore the bullies and the naysayers because they was like, watch this, watch him. He gonna sound like a broken record. And then it also taught me to focus. I
Mm.
was able to block out everything around me and focus on the things that I was doing. So these are the resilient tools, tactics, and strategies that I
Yes.
learned in order to what? To get better and move forward because I was already a high functioning kid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was a top athlete and scholar as far as good grades. You know, the teacher would tell him he's not a dummy. He just have a speech impediment. But
Mm-hmm.
you know how kids are. Kids are cruel.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
that helped me because I was able to ignore 'em, and my performance speaks for me. And this is one of the things I
Mm.
teach now that accomplishments breeds confidence. And I was able, the more accomplishment that I was able to accomplish, the more confident I get, and the less I was stuttering. So from there, I went into the military, and that was a whole thing. That's a story by itself. But I ended up going to the military instead of getting all of these scholarships that I was being groomed for. And in the military, well, doing basic training, I was elected by the drill sergeants to be the platoon guide or the platoon leader.
Yes.
I was helping everybody get up to snuff on all of the skills, the basic skills and tactics. And all of the drill sergeants, they notice is, hey man, that guy's a born leader. Oh, that guy, he catch on like this, like this, like this. And
Mm-hmm.
the last week of the last cycle, I got fired. They fired me. And I was so mad because I wanted to be soldier of the cycle. I was in the running to be the best soldier of all of the platoons. And at the very end, they fired me and threw me back in the mix. Oh, I was so mad. Oh, I was peeved beyond you
I'm mad
just
for
don't
you.
know. And the sergeant pulled me in the last day right before we graduated. He said, son, there was nothing that we could have really taught you. You came in here and you adapted so quickly. You learned so much. You even start teaching the other soldiers. He said, you're already athletic, you're smart. The only thing that we could teach you is as a leader, you're going to come across disappointment. And you're going to have to learn how to handle that as a leader earlier. That shook serious. I was like, wow. And at first I didn't get it, but it wasn't long until I got it because now we are preparing, to go to war because my job or my MOS is combat related. So when you're in the thick, you got to think, you got to be able to make sound decisions. If you made a mistake, you can't dwell on that mistake. That's why when I was teaching you how to shoot, I was like, it's not about the last shot, it's about the next shot. Make sure
Mhm.
you hit the next one. Don't
Mm.
worry about what just happened. Be prepared, put everything together, all of these ingredients I
Mm.
gave you, and
Mm.
take that next shot. Be confident. Don't let the last one get you down because it ain't over till it's over. You got a full magazine, or like the brothers say, you got a full clip. Use that whole clip. And that's what my my teaching does is help people in adversity to let you know it ain't over till it's over.
Mhm.
And until you are sleeping with the worms, it ain't over. So do not put yourself in a position where your past drags you back and drag you down.
Mm.
Just because you got a past don't mean you don't have a future.
Ooh.
So this is what we prepare for. And this is what I do now with POV coaching is help people prepare. Preparation is the key. If we break the word down, pre means before.
Mhm.
Pair means equal or better. So
Mm.
we have to get equal or better beforehand in order to meet these obstacles, meet the adversity, meet the issues. We have to be prepared. And if we're not preparing ourselves, all we're going to do is see that issue, that obstacle, that adversity over and
Mhm.
over and over again.
Yes.
So this is why I stress preparation. You know, you're familiar with the yin and yang symbol, right?
Yes.
It's 360 degrees, and then
Mhm.
it's divided in half through like a little teardrop or a little fish object. On one
Mhm.
side is black with a white dot. On the other side is white with a black dot. Symbolically, one mean peace, one's mean war. You have the peaceful side with the little black dot. You have the war side with the little white dot.
Mhm.
This means that during peace, you should practice a little bit of war. So during war, you can find a little bit of peace. And most people, they're not prepared because they think it's going to be peaceful all the time. And life is a duality of good and bad, of light and
Mhm.
dark, of left
Yes.
and right,
You
brain and
better.
body, flesh and spirit. So we have to accept this duality instead of walking around thinking everything's going to be one way all the time.
Man, you talk every second. You every second of that 15 minutes you was teaching and preaching. That's why I can't wait to have you in the Black Family University. This is gonna be dope, man. This our community is gonna get fed so much from this
Yeah.
Black Family University, JC. Man,
We
you
need
you
it.
just
We behind the curve, like Cat
yeah.
Williams say, self-esteem is your job. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Self-esteem is just like self-defense. That's your job. You can't
Yes.
depend on somebody to defend you. You got to be
Mm-hmm.
able to defend your own mental, your own
Yes.
emotional, your own physical. That's your job. You
Yes.
can't you can't depend on somebody else. People are so um, irregular
Mm-hmm.
and untrustworthy nowadays and so selfish,
Mm-hmm.
so how when you ride on an airplane and during the safety meetings they say if the oxygen drop within the cabin, that when that mask come down, make sure you put it on yourself first before you help somebody else. There's
Yeah.
no way you can help somebody else if you haven't helped yourself first.
Exactly.
And this is what we
That is
need to
so true.
do. We need to start helping ourselves first and then reserve
Mm.
what we can because like the Bible say, you can't throw your pearls to swine. You got to
Come
know
on.
when to and when not to. No should be a part of your vocabulary, just like yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Man, look, you preaching to me right now. These are some lessons that I am actively dealing with when it comes to
We all
yeah.
are. It's just different levels. Every level got a new devil, and you got to
Mm-hmm.
face it. You got to face that devil on every level you go to. And the
Yes.
higher you get, the more complicated it get, the more you got to pay attention. That's why at the end of most of my broadcasts, I end with pay attention or pay the consequences.
Yes.
You're gonna pay either way, so you
Mm-hmm.
might as well pay attention
Come on.
instead of paying the consequences because you might not be able to afford it.
Man. Man. All right, JC, tell us what you got coming up because we coming toward the end. I want you to
Okay.
let everybody know what you got coming up and where they can find you if they want to solicit your services.
Okay. First, check me out on my website. That's www.jcshegog.com. jcshegog.com. Most of the services that I offer is on my website. I do
Okay.
offer some executive services that I keep between myself and clients because I am a problem solver. We
Mm-hmm.
call it a troubleshooter. I make sure that you are where you're supposed to be and where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm getting ready to teach a executive security bodyguard training camp in May, and then there's a couple of private organizations that has enlisted me because they heard about my self love program with
Mm-hmm.
the children.
Yeah.
So I do a self-love program for kids. It's self-love through self-preservation, and
Yes.
basically introducing them to the pitfalls and valleys of society, because
Mm,
everybody is not your friend,
Mm.
and you have to recognize the difference between somebody being your friend and somebody just being friendly,
Yes.
and you have to put
Ooh.
that in the right category. And we learn this, we should learn it earlier. You know how in kindergarten, when the kids come home from school, you say, did you make friends today? How many
Mhm.
friends did you make? Well, we should be teaching them that all of them not going to be your friend.
Yes.
You're just going to have to treat some of them with a long handle spoon and
Mm-hmm.
just let them coexist until they decide that your existence is a problem. Then you handle them like their issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So these
So
these are the
tell us
things
one
that,
more time. What's your
huh?
website?
It's
Oh, go ahead.
jcshegog.com.
Okay. Get ready to post it and pin it.
it's posted in Clubhouse because they asked for it again. Because we ready for you. Okay, we excited.
Yeah, we're gonna put some www.jcshegog.com. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes.
All right. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
No,
That was
thank you.
man. You done fed us from the beginning to the end. You done came through
Listen, he gave
and
me
dropped
a
like 50
lesson.
jewels.
It was about 50, wasn't it?
Yes. So I was like, every minute he dropping some type of jewel out. Look, thank you. Cause
You're
that
welcome.
man, you look. Sometimes you need that divine masculine to come and get you right.
Listen,
You need that divine masculine to come and get you right. And you did that. All right.
Thank
So now it's time to pay some bills. But we gonna be in contact because it's Black Family University coming up, and I got kids that need to experience your self-love program. Okay.
you. Yes,
So
ma'am.
I look forward to working with you, and just be listening out for the call because I'm coming.
You know I'm coming.
I know. And you're gonna protect the whole perimeter too. You're gonna check the whole perimeter.
That's right.
well, you should be looking for the Mosaic Ink Country. They'll be contacting you because they said they need you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then also, I sent a lady over to you named Tiara, so you should be looking for her too. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All
Folks
right.
come from everywhere. We gotta learn how to protect our energy. So thank you so much for coming on here and ministering to us today, getting us together.
Mhm.
And we will be resuming this very soon. Talk to you soon,
Peace of
JC.
victories. Peace of
Yeah,
victory.
absolutely, absolutely.